What's up, YouTube family? It's AR back on the scene here this afternoon. I wanted to speak about a topic that's very interesting that I need to share some knowledge and credence to today. I'm speaking about the super elite, the Illuminati. All of these different elite families. Super wealthy, rich. We're talking about the super wealthy, rich. What does it mean to us as people living in a world of confusion? The world of confusion that affects the masses, right? What does it mean to you, and what does it mean to me? What does it mean to be caught up trying to figure out the answers to why? What is their purpose? What is their purpose to be in the world, society? Why do they have a purpose to be a global connection to the power structure at large? The Illuminati. I'll talk about the Rothschilds, the Gettys, and the DuPonts, and the Rockefellers. You know, when you're dealing with power, right? You're dealing with control of the masses. Whether they destroy themselves or they sit back and watch you destroy what it is that you have or don't have enough of. Mind control deals with the lack of knowledge, spiritual knowledge, of not being able to concentrate on the issues that are relevant to your life each day. The economic struggles, social struggles of day-to-day life. The reason for your purpose in what you do and what God wants you to be here for. And the reason that there's a world between good and evil. The good and evil deals with how and who and what is deceiving people mentally. The deception of reality is real, because if you don't know your enemy or your adversaries or people that come across like they are not with you, the ones that become backstabbers, the snakes, and the ones that become relevant to or become a threat of your existence. A lot of people just don't know why their enemies are hiding in different places at different times and becoming part of the narrative of what the power structure is really based on. Greed, lust, control, the economic system of haves and have-nots. Whether you know them or meet them or never get a chance to see them. It's like being a Mason in some form, because Masons are very to themselves, apart from, they live in the world and society, and you see them. What degree they become, they have different degrees of them learning their knowledge and what they know about being a Mason. Get the special rings, 3 and 3, third degree. It's more about the spiritual knowledge. It's about the awareness of knowledge. It's about who you are, what you become to be. and you have a certain level of knowledge, spiritual knowledge, the degrees in mastering the master of society and how you sustain yourself on any type of level. But to be very forceful and very aware and very articulate to your vision of what it is that you see in yourself, okay? The people need to understand that the realities never change. You always look at the same dots, okay? You see the same things happening each day, and you look at the same realities of that. Do people stop getting killed? Do people stop dying at a rapid rate? Do you start seeing the world's destruction of earthquakes, tornadoes, hurricanes, nuclear war, chemical, biological war? Do you think all that stuff stops or disappears or go away? Countries are trying to fight each other for power. Money controls the world because the decisions are made by that. Where God comes in, the almighty spirit of, we're talking about the merciful, you're talking about the almighty himself, Allah, where you want to call him by any name you want to use, the Jehovah, you want to call him the name that represents the spirit of God's power. What he does, how he creates life, how he creates everything in this world, part of this world, the whole thing, water, the heavens, the earth. But we need to understand that there's a bigger issue going on. Okay? It's a bigger matter going on between the afterlife and how people are living each day and the representing of your spirit. They speak about the black Jesus Christ, 12 tribes of Israel, the native people that become spiritually enlightened to the disciples, the prophets of the Bible. Okay, King David, Paul, Peter, Moses, Samson, Israel likes. We need to understand that if we don't study our culture or history spiritually, and understand the difference between good and evil, and how your role plays in that each time you breathe life each day, your concerns and issues and fears and doubts and weaknesses and strengths all play into that. No matter what it is that you're seeing, and no matter how many scriptures you read in the Bible, where your chapters and verses go to, whatever you want to cover about the last days, about Revelations, about the Jehovah that people speak about, Hanukkah, spiritual holidays, and representing the Sabbath, sacred days, sacred holidays, fasting of feast. Well, it's all bigger than what we see each day and what we come out. Our lives are surrounded by places and people and means of things that happen around you in your lifetime. But the short existence of life has to have a real purpose beyond just living this thing and playing the same game and living by the same rules, laws, and policies that people have to struggle with and deal with each day, because you live in a man-made world. A man-made world. And keep saying it over and over again to yourself. They already explained that New York was the Babylon of the great, it was the great city of Babylon. People worship it, people love it, people live there, okay? They put an emphasis on New York City, where everything takes place. the darkest things that you could ever imagine, the darkest realities that you can ever come in front with and confront yourself with and deal with. What direction are we going in? That was my main question, my main point to everyone. I wanted to say that to everyone, people that read and look at this video. Where's our direction? Where are we going spiritually? What is going to happen after this world ends, after this world dissolves, burns up, where all of the, look up in the sky, you see the chariots in the sky? Is God coming back? God coming back for revenge? Is God coming back for judgment of all mankind? We need to understand that direction. You need to talk about it. You need to study it. You need to understand that, you think this world goes on forever? Another 1,000 years, another couple of years, hundreds of years, from the year 2019 to the year 2020. Okay, how long do you think we're going to be here? How long do you think the next generation of people will be here? What type of world would this be in another 50 years, another 100 years? Nobody ever asked themselves, how long do we have? How much time do we have left? When the money system is not being used anymore, money has no value. Gold, stock, silver, mutual funds, stock market, short-term, long-term CDs, mutual funds, assets. When there's no value to anything, your 401k plans, all your investments that you ever invested into, all the trillionaires and billionaires and the ones that had so much wealth in this lifetime, and man-made world that we're living in now at this present day. What happens if society changed form and they're not using money anymore? What happens when the world goes broke? A cyber hit destroys all the power grids. Something terrible happens to the great US of A. Do we meet our maker? Who's the enemies? Who are the enemies? Other countries? Other places? Russia, Germany, France? Who knows? Smaller countries? Who knows what the unknown is going to happen and where it's happening and how it's going to happen. But did anybody ever think that this world will last forever? 100 years. You ever ask yourself where you're going to be at? You can only go so far with everything that you're doing. Working, owning careers. Buying this, that, and the other. Your financial worlds will probably be what they are, whether you're rich or poor, or somewhere in the middle. But you ever ask yourself that? Where will we be in society? Had this thing changed overnight and you wake up tomorrow and it's a whole different experience. And people don't understand what just happened to the United States, what just happened to the country, what just happened to the world. Someone needs to understand that if something goes wrong, you pray that nothing doesn't go wrong. You pray that nothing doesn't go wrong, but you don't really know that. Countries getting blown up, bombs, cyanide gas, radiation poisoning. This is different forms of chemical and biological weaponry that's being used in different countries. They're finding things that they never seen before. A 500-pound bomb that's popped up somewhere in another country. They had to destroy it. Just ask yourself, what is your greatest relevance to life? When you don't know where it's going and what direction it's going in, and you just living a day in and day out experience. The day in and day out experience could be anything. Some people won't wake up tomorrow. Some people will wake up tomorrow. Okay? just understand where I'm going with this. Do not take anything for granted, because if life changes direction and you're not aware of anything that's going on, or it's be too late before you start opening your eyes and becoming aware of that reality, we'll change from good to evil, reverse either way. And we need to understand that direction, that purpose, because tomorrow may not be a tomorrow, because life is what we all said it would be. You're here and then you're gone. Period. But I'm not here to just make judgments or to try to pass judgment or try to assume things. I just keep it real, keep it realistic, because I'm not taking anything for granted. You live your life to the fullest, because today is the day. And tomorrow, though, you don't know what's going to happen and what brings another day, another experience in the world that you're living in right now. All of us. Take that grain of knowledge in this jewel for me and just learn that. We walk around thinking that we have all the time in the world, and it's not really like that at all. This is the man of wisdom, knowledge, and understanding, talking to the YouTube family today.